Well, hello and welcome to The Spirit Safe. My name is Rob. Thank you very much indeed for joining me. Now, 2019 is drawing to a close, so I thought I would come on and just do a quick video to thank everybody, first of all, for sticking with me throughout 2019 and give you a sneak peek of what's to come in 2020, as well as my pick of 2019. So 2019 was a year of variety for the channel, particularly in terms of the countries of the whiskies that we covered. So I reviewed whiskies from Scotland, England, Ireland, Canada, Sweden, USA, Australia, Switzerland and France. So 9 countries. Of those, England, Sweden, Australia, Switzerland and France were done for the first time. And in previous years I've also reviewed bottles from Italy, India and Japan, which I didn't do in 2019 again. So in the history of the channel we've had bottles from 12 different countries. We had 9 different countries in 2019. Scotch has been my main interest and will probably always be that way, but the variety within Scotch has been quite interesting, because in 2019 I reviewed bottles of single malt, single grain, blended malt, blended grain and blended whiskey. So those are the 5 categories of Scotch whisky that you can legally have. So all 5 categories were reviewed in 2019 with varying levels of success. Wasn't particularly keen on the single grain, but maybe I chose a bad example of single grain whiskey, and I'd like to mix that up a little bit. The single malts, I reviewed bottles from Glengoyne, Mannochmore, Glenlossie, Bruichladdich, Glendronach, Longbourn, Glengyle, Knockhandu, Loch Lomond, Glenallachie, Bladnoch, Tormore, Aberlour, Glenald, Bunnahabhain and Balblair. So that is quite a lot of distilleries. 10 of those I reviewed for the first time, so I've not had bottles from those distilleries before. And I've done many unusual bottlings and unusual distilleries. So a lot of the things that I'm reviewing, it's not just the latest Ardbeg or the latest celebrity endorsed bourbon. A lot of these things, there are no reviews on YouTube. Some maybe there'll be a review in German or Dutch, but many cases no reviews in English or no reviews at all for the particular whiskies, because I like to review the unusual stuff and have that serve as a reference point rather than chasing the subscribers by just going for the very popular or modish things. So blended whiskey, really for the first time, has taken off on the channel. I've been working on a Johnnie Walker walkthrough. Red and black I reviewed in the previous year, but I reviewed the double black, green, gold and platinum, and the blue will come probably in January next year. So I've learned quite a lot going through the Johnnie Walker range, trying to separate the marketing, very successful marketing, from the product itself. 2020, what will we have? I'll move on to show my pick of 2019 shortly, but even more variety in 2020. I'm going to review bottles from countries that really are not known for whiskey production at all. So countries you probably wouldn't believe have ever produced a bottle of whiskey. I've been trying to source some whiskies from those hard to find whiskies from countries that are just non-associated with whiskey production at all. Hard to find bottles, unusual distilleries, particularly in the Scotch single malt area. A couple of flora and fauna bottlings from Diageo, so discontinued bottlings there. And I really want to get into Compass Box. I've only reviewed 1 Compass Box bottling on the channel. So far that was the blended grain, the Hedonism, Compass Box Hedonism. And I'm keen to review some more Compass Box bottlings, because I know they're putting out good stuff, and it's remiss of me not to have done some more Compass Box stuff. I'm interested in doing reviews of... I want to do some available whiskies, so things like, I mean, I hate to say it, but Monkey Shoulder, you know, because they're just generally available and people are curious about them, so I would like to review some of those. But there are many distilleries, because I was trying to have a bottle from every distillery and every working distillery in Scotland, and there are many that I've had in the past. So, for example, what are they called now? Dalwhinnie and Macallan, so and Talisker, Benromach. So distilleries I'm in some cases quite familiar with, but I was instead chasing these Uthusks and Tieniniks and things. So I'd like to go and do bottlings from the distilleries that I know a little bit better, but you know, just haven't reviewed before. I am going to the Victoria Whisky Festival in January, so I'm hoping to meet Foodquig and Trenian Sea and anybody else who will be there. That will be fantastic. So yeah, more variety, interesting stuff. Look out for some unusual countries coming your way. Pick of 2019. This might surprise a lot of people. It's the Redbreast 12-year-old cask strength. This is one of the first ones that I reviewed in the year. It's an Irish pot still whiskey, so it's made with a blend or mash bill of partly malted and partly unmalted barley, and it's heavily sherried at 57.2% ABV. The batch number I have is B1/16, 57.2% ABV. Why did I pick this? It's just emblematic of its style. I paid $100 Canadian in Ontario for it, and it's just fantastic value. It was good from the first sip to the last, and adding water and experimenting with it, giving it air, it was the gift that kept on giving, and I just don't think it gets enough recognition. So the 12-year-old cask strength Redbreast is my pick of 2019. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this short video. I hope you've enjoyed the reviews throughout the year, as I certainly have. Stay tuned, like, comment and subscribe, and hope to see you more in 2020. Cheers, bye bye.